For centuries, humanity survived not on imported supplements or laboratory powders, but on resilient crops, quietly nourishing, dependable, and powerful. Hidden among them is a root crop so rich in vitamins, so easy to store, and so productive that it once threatened industrial agriculture's control over food. It contains more usable vitamin A than carrots, more vitamin C than apples, and can feed a family for months without refrigeration. Yet today it is rarely celebrated. This is the sweet potato. Let's begin with facts. Measured, documented, and undeniable. A single medium orange-fleshed sweet potato can provide over 400% of the daily recommended vitamin A in the form of beta-carotene, a compound the body converts efficiently. By comparison, carrots, long praised as the gold standard, deliver less beta-carotene per cooked serving. Sweet potatoes also provide more vitamin C than apples, more potassium than bananas, and significant amounts of vitamin B6, manganese, and fiber. And unlike many fruits, these nutrients remain stable after cooking and storage. This is not a fragile food. It is nutritional resilience. One of the sweet potato's greatest strengths is rarely discussed. It stores naturally, without refrigeration, without chemicals, without modern technology. Properly cured sweet potatoes can last 6 to 10 months, remaining edible, nutritious, and safe. In times of drought, conflict, or supply chain disruption, this trait alone makes them invaluable. For subsistence farmers, they are insurance. For families, they are security. For history, they were survival. But the root is only half the story. The leaves of the sweet potato, ignored in many modern diets, are among the most nutrient-dense leafy greens on Earth. They contain more iron than spinach, high levels of vitamin K, powerful antioxidants, and easily digestible plant protein. In many African and Asian cultures, these leaves were daily food, boiled, sautéed, or added to stews. One plant, two harvests, roots and greens. Few industrial crops can match that efficiency. So why did such a powerful crop fade from the global spotlight? The answer lies not in nutrition, but in economics. Sweet potatoes grow easily. They require fewer inputs. They reproduce vegetatively, meaning farmers save their own planting material. No yearly seed purchases, no dependency on chemical fertilizers, no patented hybrids. For large agricultural corporations built on seed sales, chemical inputs, and monocultures, such independence is inconvenient. Industrial farming favors crops that must be replanted annually, depend on fertilizers and pesticides, and fit neatly into global commodity markets. Sweet potatoes do not comply. They empower the grower. Over time, attention just kind of shifted. Highly processed foods started to rise, and refined grains really began to dominate. Marketing, it replaced nutrition. Sweet potatoes, especially those traditional varieties, were quietly sidelined, not banned, not outlawed, simply ignored. In many regions, they became labeled as poor man's food, despite being richer in nutrients than a lot of those imported fruits. It was a subtle erasure, done mostly through silence. Today, science is, rediscovering what traditional farmers never really forgot. Nutritionists now recommend orange-fleshed sweet potatoes to help combat vitamin A deficiency, especially in children. Researchers are studying their anti-inflammatory compounds, their ability to help stabilize blood sugar, and their role in gut health. What was once overlooked is now, essential again. In a world facing climate instability, rising food costs, and, honestly, fragile supply chains, the sweet potato stands quietly, ready. It tolerates drought, thrives in poor soils, feeds humans and livestock alike, stores without electricity, and most importantly, it returns control of food back to the people who actually grow it. Some foods disappear not because they lack value, but because, frankly, they give too much power to the ordinary person. The sweet potato was never erased by force. It was erased by neglect. But today, it returns, not as a trend, but as a reminder. The most powerful nutrition on earth often grows, quietly, right beneath our feet.